right, so Mr. Shopito, while talking earlier, you talked about Nigerians not feeling agitated, you know, even when things are going wrong. Talking about agitation, Kenya right now, a lot of Kenyans are agitated, all right? Chaos erupted in Kenya yesterday when demonstrators stormed the Senate chambers in protest against the proposed Finance Bill 2024. The protesters breached security and they vandalized the Senate chambers, causing widespread damage. Excuse me. They shattered windows, destroyed furniture, and also removed decorative fixtures in a display of anger and frustration over the contentious bill. Scene unfolded unexpectedly, leaving members of parliament and parliamentary staff questioning how the demonstrators managed to breach one of the most secure zones in the country. Anyways, there are videos trending on, and international media organizations are also running with the videos and reports. Yes, videos and reports coming in from the protest ongoing in Kenya. All right, so we have two videos back to back showing how they broke into the Senate chambers. We'll start with that one. Also, there's a video of Barack Obama's sister, Alma Obama. Of course, you know they're Kenyans, all right. Okay, so she also came out to protest, and police was just tear gassing everybody. Anyways, and has the full tea on that story. Let's go take a look very quickly. So protesters broke into the Senate chambers, and when they got in there, they ate the food, you know, intended for the members of parliament. And also, the protest has also garnered a lot of international attention with support from Ugandan opposition leader Bobby Wine and also South Africa's Malema. Of course, in that other clip, you saw former President Barack Obama's sister, Alma Obama, who also came out to protest, but she was tear-gassed. Well, in response to public outcry, the government of Kenya scrapped several controversial taxes initially proposed in the bill, such as those on bread, cooking oil, motor vehicle ownership, and so forth. Despite these concessions, Kenyans have continued to protest as they're demanding the complete withdrawal of the bill. Mr. Shokuto, let me begin with you. What is going on in Kenya, sir?
Well, I mixed feelings, you know, because on the one hand, I am glad to see ordinary citizens take matters in their own hands. And I don't mean take the law into their own hands, because I will not support illegality, but I think it's important that when people are unhappy, they should say so, and they should be clear their messaging to the people in authority that they're unhappy about something. And that's exactly what we're saying going on in Kenya. We've seen this happen in Nigeria during NSAS. NSAS was just like this. It was this emotive, and unfortunately it didn't end well. What we're seeing going on in Kenya as well, sadly, I listened to the president, Ruto, yesterday, and I was appalled. I was shocked, you know, that the guy can be this detached from reality and sound that draconian, you know, for somebody who just a year and a half, 2 years ago came on the wave of popular acclamation. You know, in fact, I remember during the elections, leading up to the elections in Nigeria, that people were hailing his emergence as somebody who was structuralist and who was a social media president and had won the presidency against the powers that be in that country, you know, the long-standing ruling class. What people fail to realize is that Ruto is also a career politician. And he has been vice president, he has been parliamentarian, you know, everything that there is to be in politics, he has been there over the last 20, 25 years. right? So for him to have come out the way he came out yesterday, I was very disappointed. I'm proud and with the Kenyan people. The protest, what's driving this protest is very simple. The Kenyan people are saying no to the neoliberal agenda of the IMF and World Bank and the Bretton Woods institutions, who are saying that the only way for a government to run is to tax people and remove subsidies. So it's exactly the same conversation we're having right here in Nigeria. And I think that it's important that our political leaders listen to the writing on the wall from what is going on in Kenya. Because look, I was a part of a Twitter space yesterday. I listened to Kenyans talk about this issue, and I can tell you that they haven't suffered half of the things that we have endured in the last 1 year. So for me, I want to choose my words carefully.
Yes, I
because
know.
we're on air.
Thank you.
You know, I need to choose my words carefully, but I would suggest that the political leadership, starting with the president, take a lesson from this and understand that if they allow the hunger that we're experiencing in Nigeria today boil over into anger, it could spiral out of control. So they shouldn't let that happen. I think that all of our policies, you know, leaning towards the IMF, talking about subsidy removal from petrol, subsidy removal from power, talking about unification of the exchange rate, all at once within a 1 year period at the same time, is a disastrous policy stance that needs to be addressed. You know, the president keeps saying be patient, the fruits are coming, the light is at the end of the horizon. It's been a year and a month now. The light is not there yet. So it's not something, these things that they've done have long-term benefits, arguably. I don't agree, but I understand the arguments from the other camp. Those long-term benefits will only come and will be enjoyed by people that are still alive. People are dying, literally. So the president and his team, Mr. Wale Edun, you know, Mr. Yemi Cardoso, the economic management team needs to understand that their actions, their pronouncements are affecting people in very tangible, real terms, and are sending people either to the early graves or to lack of health, and good living. So they need to become more humane with how they go about these things before we draw a Kenya, before we get a Kenya.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Adegbenro. All right, so Mr. Shokpito, Mr. Shokpito just mentioned the fact that what the protesters are on the street for, you know, is similar to what Nigerians are experiencing at the moment. I mean, their anger in Kenya is over, you know, the high cost of living, which is also what a lot of Nigerians, you know, are facing right now. Also, another thing that's quite relatable in this Kenya protest is the fact that even the President, Ruto, himself, in his earlier broadcast, did mention the fact that the protesters were peaceful and that he wanted to engage with them. But as peaceful as the protest was, the police still came out, you know, shooting tear gas at people, you know, and also brutalizing some people. According to some organizations, including Amnesty International, at least over 200 people have been wounded, you know, since last week, just because they came out to protest. Now, let's relate this with, you know, the situation in Nigeria too. As soon as you come out, you know, the police are everywhere. It's beginning to look as if the Nigerian people should not even voice their displeasure anymore. What's your perspective on that?
If I want to look Kenya issue, and I want to put Nigeria as a case study, look, let's be frank with ourselves. There are some certain things poor people can take. The little they have, by the time you want to take it away from them. Look, when Nigerians shouted at security levy that NSA and co wanted to be collecting, they quickly withdraw it. But they did not withdraw that bill. Maybe they are using it as a joker. They want to throw it later, and Nigerians are waiting for them. The bread that Kenyans are talking about, do you know how many times that the price of bread has been increased?
Still increasing.
Multiple taxations. Our own is not even multiple taxation. If there is anything we want to put after multiple, we know one way or the other, left and center, hidden charges. There are some banks that we know. You will not even see the alert of the charges they are going to charge you. You send anything, the person you send for, they will remove money from that person. They will remove from you. Then our home government. Look, Nigerian police, anytime people are protesting and Nigerian police are disturbing, I just laugh. I have a friend, he's a senior officer. Anytime there is something like, I will call him. I say, you and your people, your people. Nigerians are fighting for what you're supposed to be fighting for. We are fighting for you. You are still beating those people that are fighting for you. Look, I don't know what happens to African police. The economic problem that Kenyans are fighting for, Nigerian police, Kenyan police are part of it too. The same way with our own here. But one thing that I want us to note is this: as much as I love protests, but I don't love protests because all the buildings they destroy. You see an avenue for them to see siphon money, increase it to do it again. What I would have expected them to have done is that immediately they barricade that particular place. They should not sit, they should stand in that chamber. That thing you want to build, we want to see it. Every one of you can defend it. Continue with your work. We are staying with you. Let all of us finish there. If it is nice, let us finish there. Don't touch any because those properties belong to the state, belongs to them too. So they should just, that one is wrong. Then another thing again is that what is the problem of African police? Well, I don't know what is the mentality. The mentality of the colonial masters is still in their head. People are peaceful. They are not holding anything. We are talking about maybe Barack Obama's sister should have gotten water because they are just going there, just let us protest and go back. Why shooting? Why creating unnecessary chaos? The same way with our own Nigerian police. I think it's the right time.
It's a lot.
If we want to practice democracy, let us practice it. And protest is part of democracy. But I don't subscribe to the one that buildings, properties of government will be destroyed. I don't like it.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Anyways, the anger of Kenyans is over a cost of living crisis, and this has spiraled into nationwide protests since last week. The demonstrators are calling for the finance bill to be scrapped. All right. Now, according to reports, the parliament will be voting on the legislation come the 30th of June. All right. Now, a lot of people have come out to describe Ruto's bill as draconian. Even Sankara accused the authorities of trying to brutalize Kenyans. All right. Several organizations, like I mentioned earlier, including, of course, Amnesty International, have been calling on the Kenyan authorities to do what is right by the people. And according to their reports, over 200 people have so far been injured since the protest started last week. All right.